Okay, so today is Thursday, June 13th. And a few days ago, I don't remember what day. It was one of Clay's day off, so it was Monday or Tuesday. I just hear him say at one point, just kind of like, almost like growling, like he's like really upset, just, look at that fat fuck enjoying his nut. He was talking about a squirrel. Because Clay has had some trouble with squirrels. Them getting into the house, like into the roof. They had like a nest. Is that what you call it for a squirrel? I mean, I feel like nest, I usually just think of like a bird, but I think it's still a nest. Like, was right by his room, and you could always hear him like scratching and scuttling, and he has a well-documented history with squirrels, and I don't blame him whatsoever. But without context, and even in context, look at that fat fuck enjoying his nut. I started laughing so hard. And I think I was in the other room. And at one point I'm like, Clay, do you realize what you just said? No. And so I repeated it to him, and then he started laughing. That was great. I watched Smiling Friends this morning. Is I was watching a video about it like a couple nights ago about how it's like, one of the things that really sets it apart from most other adult animations is like genuinely how optimistic it is, and how so many shows like Rick and Morty, BoJack, regardless of their quality, if you like them or not, are very cynical. And a show just about trying to make people happy and make people smile, it still has a very cynical edge to it. I mean, the first episode has Mr. Plinkett with a gun to his head, just like, okay, but if this doesn't work, I'm gonna blow my brains out and have you guys watch. And it feels really bad to say this, but the line where he goes, was this supposed to not make me want to kill myself? I laughed so fucking hard at that. I was like, I feel so awful, but fuck, that was so funny. I enjoyed it. And the thing that made me really want to watch Smiling Friends, because I've heard that it's really good, and I've seen clips now and then. I'd seen the Halloween episode before, and I liked it quite a bit. I didn't realize how short the episodes were, which again is weird because I had seen a previous episode. It just didn't click that they're only like 10, 15 minutes or so. I think maybe even less than that. It might be like 12. And I was like, oh, okay, I can just watch season 1 before work. So I did. I've got a season 2 to watch. I don't know if season 2 is done, if it's in progress. Like, I'll figure that out when I figure that out. But I watched it before work. I watched it with Clay, and I had a genuinely good time. I think Jose came in for his lunch break during the Brazil episode, and he's like, oh, you're watching this one. This one's not very well liked. I'm like, I don't know. I actually loved the Brazil episode. And I think I liked it. And not to say that I don't like some of the weird, like, wacky shenanigans. I think, like, the episode where Charlie goes to hell, which out of context sounds bizarre. But yeah, the episode where Charlie goes to hell might be my favorite of the season, so I still like the supernatural stuff. I still like the wackiness and the weirdness. But an episode just about 4 friends and their trip going wrong before they even leave the airport, and just the way they were talking to each other, like, this doesn't feel like there was a script. It just feels like they're just kind of talking. I don't know. I really enjoyed that. So I had a really good time with Smiling Friends. Still haven't watched Atlanta. Like I've said, like, I'm not gonna fuck with that or like games or anything till the bar. Didn't really read Worm. I've read a little bit of Arc 21. I want to read more. I just haven't been. Studying is going. There are some subjects where I'm like, oh, I can do this really well. I was about to say, it's like, I can do secure transactions in my sleep, because literally I was. Like, my dream last night specifically, because I did, like, a secure transactions essay last night, and then in my dream, I was doing secure transaction shit. And then there's real property. There's aspects of real property where I'm like, oh, like, I super get this. The rules, like, feel very intuitive. They make a lot of sense. Yes, there's some, like, minority and majority splits, but they're very easy to follow. And then there's other parts where I'm like, I don't know who the fuck owns Blackacre or what their rights of the property are. It's like, I don't know. That touches and concerns the land, but there wasn't notice, but you don't need notice because you didn't purchase it for value, or it's a lot. And there's times where it just feels very overwhelming and very exhausting, but we're getting through it. We're going as we go, you know? Oh yeah, I also got a haircut a few days ago. I think that was Sunday. That's right, because specifically it was after court, because I think it was Thursday. Yeah, it was Thursday. After court, I had a short conversation with my boss. He's like, you know, things went well. Just you should probably try to get your hair out of your eyes. You know, it's something that it helps. And I'm gonna be honest. Sorry, I need a second to make sure my brain is working. Had a lot of words in my head, and some of them were coming out, and I'm like, all right, let me try this again. So what he was saying was yeah, the hair's really in your eyes. It would look a lot better if you try to get it out of your face. And for whatever reason, I was not able to see myself on camera, which every other time I've ever been on Zoom, I can. It was weird. So I didn't know. I mean, granted, my hair was naturally in my face anyways, but I would have at least tried to put it out. I was like, hey, I kind of need to get a haircut anyways. Let's get that shit snipped. Who knows? It probably won't take that long for it to just come back, but I did get a haircut. I don't think it looks too bad. I kind of like it. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, right. I actually recorded a video recently. It was about my 19 favorite PS4 games, because as I said in the video, had a conversation with Clay about favorite games on consoles. So I plan on doing one for the Switch as well. I don't know when the fuck I'm gonna record it. I have 2 Worm videos I need to record. Don't know when the fuck I'm gonna get to those, but I want to get to them soon-ish. Maybe over the weekend. That would be lovely. I don't know if I'm going to do that for other consoles. I think it's way too early to do it for the PS5. Excuse me. I think with, the GameCube, I don't even know how many GameCube games I've actually played. I think I could get, a solid top 10, maybe a little bit more from the Wii. PS2, in terms of PS2 games that I played and, really liked and stuck with me, there's maybe a top 10. It might actually be a little bit less. One of my favorite games on the PS2 is Okami. I didn't play it on the PS2. I played it on the Wii, so it doesn't even fucking count. Okay, it's got 2 Kingdom Hearts games, 2 Persona games. That's at least a solid 4. Anyways, I don't know how many other consoles I'm going to do this with, but for sure the PS4, for sure the Switch. Get that fucking choice. I'm sorry, that just made me laugh really hard. I was like, I'm writing this down because I want to bring it up. Writing is going. A lot of it has just been mental development, because as I said, I really wanted to think, what are the weaknesses? Because I haven't been messing with the VN. Again, that's probably going to be a post-August thing. But I've been working on the manuscript and made me think, what are the big weaknesses? And the term I kind of thought of, not a term, but it's, I guess, the metaphor. No, it involves the word that makes it a simile. It feels like I have a jigsaw puzzle, and I have more pieces than I need, because I look at the whole manuscript and I'm like, okay, yeah, it's I don't know if I need all of this. There are parts that I can, even looking at the first chapter, I'm like, okay, here, this needs to all be here. Just maybe, rewrite some of it, trim some of it. This part, does not need to be here, but this one section of it does. So this part, it's more pieces than I need, which are connected to a vital part, which makes me think it's vital, but it's actually not. And I have to find out, how does this part disconnect from this part, but connects back to here for the big puzzle. And then the prologue is done. And then I have to do that 20 times. And then add other shit as necessary. So it's a lot. And I know that it's the kind of thing I've said before. There's that part of my brain that gets frustrated because I'm like, shit, I thought I already had it and now I don't, and there's more shit I gotta do. What do you mean I have to do more work on this? I thought it was done. And then the other part of me that goes, I can make it better. And I, like, my idea, yeah. I was trying to say, like, my head and my brain and my idea factory all at the same time, and just no word wanted to form. But I can feel the gears turning. And that's exciting to me. When I'm like, I can't wait to do this. I can see the problems and I want to fix them and I want to make it better. So, if that's kind of all, let me put it like this. I'm about to go on a couple rants. Actually, how many? Yeah, a couple rants. If you just want to end here and not want to hear me ranting about dumb bullshit, have a good rest of your day and enjoy the weekends. If you do want to hear me rant about some bullshit, here we go. So this is it makes me sad, but it's funny, and I'll start with that one, and then the other one that actually kind of makes me mad. A few days ago, I think it was last Saturday, maybe Friday, I went to Bill and Ruth's, which is like, I don't know how big they are. I think it's more like a local sandwich chain. The thing I usually get there are the chicken tenders, because the chicken tender basket automatically comes with fries and is cheaper than me getting a sandwich with fries. I'm like, look, this is, I'm not going to pretend that the sandwich is super healthy for me. I know the chicken tenders aren't, but at least it's cheaper, so I'll do that. And generally, I like their tenders. And we still had that donkey sauce that my headcanon is that it caused the Cokes to explode. But, I poured some donkey sauce on the tendies. Tasted really good. They were really crispy. And it reminded me of, like, Pizza Hut wings, which I think are Wingstop, which I really like and hadn't had in a while. And I was like, I've been craving Pizza Hut. So earlier this week, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, I was like, you know what? I'm going to Pizza Hut. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to have a pizza. I'm going to order wings. I'm going to invite some of my friends. We're going to have a good time. I was so excited. And then I get to Pizza Hut. Closed for repairs, because apparently they got hit by the tornado, and I have no idea when they're gonna be fine. And it was just that of, I was waiting all day. This was gonna be amazing. I was so excited. And then I had, like, the most disappointing Chick-fil-A ever. Not because the Chick-fil-A food was bad. Like, I really like the taste of Chick-fil-A, but it was just like, this is good, but it's not what I wanted. Like, this is I mean, first world problems, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, I thought it was kind of funny. Here's the other thing. I'm gonna rant about the post office for a second. And I will go ahead and say up front a couple things. Number one, I don't feel like my beef is with the people who work at my local post office. Because anytime I have gone in, anytime I've needed to do something, whether it was like an issue I was having or just mailing shit, they've been super friendly, they've been super polite, they've been super helpful. No issues with them. Also, I will not deny my own fault in this scenario, because I bought something on eBay, and my eBay address is Clay's house. I put forth a change of address so that my mail would be forwarded to the other house. So, sorry, brain stopped for a second. So, what I am expecting, and I will go and say, like, after all this shit, I was like, I'm changing my eBay address. I am making sure it is the other house, because I don't want to deal with this shit again. What I am expecting is the mail goes to the post office, and the post office goes, okay, cool, this person, this address, like let's check in the database. Cool. This person no longer lives here. They wanted all the mail that goes here to go here. So let's make sure it goes to the right place. So I'm on eBay, like on the tracker for the package. It's like, okay, Thursday. It's expected to be delivered today. It is like out for delivery. Cool. Excited to get it. Doesn't show up here. Nothing about delivery. And then Friday, I think was honestly kind of the same. No, I take that back. I think it was Thursday it arrived in, like, the city. Friday it was in town. And it was like, now it's out for delivery, and it never got delivered to either address. What ends up happening is it ends up going... No, okay, so after that, it was Saturday morning. I went to the post office just to be like, all right, like, what's up? Is it just here? Is it chilling? Can I pick it up? And the guy goes back. And he's like, no, it's not. It's been forwarded to the forwarding place, because I guess there's a separate place that does that. I won't lie. I find it a little annoying that the forwarding can't just happen at the post office, but okay, it is what it is. So it goes back to the city so it can get forwarded, which also just makes me go, why? Why didn't this happen when it was already in the city? But fuck me, I guess. So then, and the forward, I get a message on Monday saying that the forwarding happened Sunday. And then the message and the update is like, it is on its way to the destination. I don't know what the fuck that means. I don't know if the destination is the house, which is what I expect, or if it just means the local post office. So then Tuesday, I get the update saying it's at the local post office. What's today? Today's Wednesday. Yeah. So, sorry, today's Thursday. That's why we're doing this video. Duh. So, Tuesday, it gets sent to the local post office, and I'm thinking, cool. So it's going to get delivered today, right? It's going to be out for delivery, right? Nope. And then Wednesday, I get a thing saying it's out for delivery. Cool shit. The address it says it's getting delivered to is Clay's address. So now I'm thinking to myself, why? Like, wait, if it's going to that address after the forwarding office, why didn't it just go here? What the fuck? Then a couple hours later, I get another message saying, JK, it's at the post office, come pick it up. Okay, sure. So I go to the post office to get it picked up, and they're having trouble finding it because I think of the issue of this address or this address, and the guy had even said, like, yeah, we were actually gonna, it sounded like he said we were gonna send it back to the forwarding office, and I was just so confused and so frustrated. They were able to find it, so package delivered, which is great, because I got a present for Clay, and it was so annoying. It was so frustrating. But that's the rant. Rant over. I think that's it. I don't know what I'm gonna do next week. Again, just study, try to write. Tonight I am gonna go get wings, not from Pizza Hut, because they're not open and there's not like a local wing stop. I'm probably just gonna go to B-Dubs. I think today is BOGO day. I'm excited. I'm gonna be pissed if I go and it's like, oh yeah, we don't do the BOGO anymore. And I mean, I get it. I know. If the bone is in, it's a wing. If the bone isn't in, there's no such thing as a boneless wing. It's a nugget. I like wings and I like nuggies. I'm completely fine with both. So on Thursday, that is when it's BOGO for the nuggies. I want my flavored nuggets. And if they're not doing the BOGO, I'm going to be upset. If they're closed for repairs and I didn't know about it, I'm going to be upset. I think that's it. See you.